So one thing that we've learned over the years of being here on our current farm is really the importance of family. It's, having a good family for a support network behind you is such a huge blessing for anybody, but it's especially been for us. And so looking forward, to our next generation with our kids, like we want to create an environment that we kind of build upon with what we've started here, but even more so where we can have a place for our kids to be able to have their own amount of acreage, but still be close to each other and connected and be able to work the land together so that, they can provide for themselves and stay close throughout the year so that, their kids will be close. In today's world, we're so divided and, it's sad to see families not get to spend as much time together as I think we're intended to. And so I think that this, as far as like the main part of our vision for this new land, that's kind of what we're going for. And that's the most important part. Beyond that, it does give us the opportunity to have, to be able to raise a little bit more of our food. We really want to have a larger garden, a bigger orchard and fruit bushes as well. And then, be able to raise, a few cows that not only provide meat for us and our kids, but also for, my brothers or my wife's family. Just be able to provide for a lot more people, and this land's going to allow us to do that. So, and beyond those two things with the vision is also something that we really feel passionate about. And again, it's something that we're building off of from this farm. Is we love to be able to share, this agrarian lifestyle with other people. And so part of this is going to have a large building put on there where maybe we're not necessarily the ones teaching, but we can bring in people that have expertise in different areas of homesteading and farm life where they can teach people. And so we can bring a community together and be able to, teach this lifestyle, because it's a lot about helping other families to be able to be more self-sustaining. So we have this broken up into several phases, and it's going to take probably a couple of years to achieve, possibly longer. And that's one thing when I was out there today working on the property, I realized that something for me to work on is accepting the fact that it's going to take a long time to get this done. It's not something that we can knock out in a month or 2 months. It's a big property. It's completely overgrown. It's been abandoned for 15 years or so, and there's just a lot of work that has to be done to even make this place livable. So for phase one, we are gutting the double wide trailer. Our plan, we're hoping that we can salvage it and then we'll make that into our home. If we can do that, that's going to save us a good bit of money, not having to build a whole new home. So that's going on now. I've got some guys coming out at the end of next week as part of phase one. Is they're going to clear the land where we want to put up this event center. And then hopefully I've already got the contractor picked out for who's going to build it. And really he's building a pole barn with a slab, and then we're going to do all the framing and finish it out ourselves. Those two things are going to be the kind of the big ticket items right off the bat. And then also, we're out there, we're in a trailer. It's an area that's kind of prone for tornadoes. And, we just had a bad round of storms last week. And, we have a basement here that we can go to for safety, but out there, there's really nothing. So somewhere on the property, we're also going to install an in-ground tornado shelter, which will give us a huge peace of mind when those storms come. So as far as a tour of the property, it's a 68-acre farm. But it's located about 5 minutes from the Talladega Speedway. It's about 2 or 3 minutes off the interstate. Puts us about an hour and a half west of Atlanta and about 45 to 50 minutes east of Birmingham. So, and then we're close to about 5 different large towns, small cities, whatever you want to call them. So I feel like it's a really good location for us. We're surrounded by large landowners, so that's nice. I've already met a couple of the neighbors, really nice guys. And so we've already made a few, new friends out there, which is exciting. So the property hasn't been lived on in 12 or 13 years. Other than the 20 acres of row crop fields in the front, the rest of it's just been neglected. The first time we went to go see this property, the agent said there was a double wide on the property. It's so overgrown, we couldn't even find the double wide. It wasn't until like the second trip or third trip that we found it finally. But I've been clearing, I spent probably 2 days clearing stuff off of that, and so it's getting there. And beyond the double wide, really the only other structure of any value, there's a 30 by 40 pole barn. It needs a little bit of work, but we can definitely use that. It'll be a good tractor shed maybe. But the land itself, there's about 19 or 20 acres of row crop fields. There's about 20-ish acres of pasture. It's overgrown pasture, but again, I've already started bush hogging it, reclaiming it, and it is cleaning up really nice. So I think within a couple of weeks, we can have that looking pretty good back to where it was. And then beyond that, there's a little bit more pasture in the back, and then there's a large area of woods that we really plan on just leaving all of that. I'll go through and like bush hog the in between, but I really want to leave that natural. It's going to be a really cool place. It's got some really nice views back there, and it'll just be a nice place for our family to be able to go back there and have a campfire, or we can, go camp out back there if we want to. And then also it'll give a place for Elizabeth and her friends to ride their horses around the farm and, without having to go through a bunch of fencing and stuff. So it's a really cool property. I think we're really, at first I wasn't sure about it, but when we looked at it, but the more we got in there and saw it, and then also the more we've been working on it this week, it's a beautiful property. I'm so excited to be able to, continue to work on this thing and make it, what we want for our family. One of the big perks of this property that we don't have here is the abundant wildlife. Again, we've been here for almost 7 years now, and I can count on 2 hands how many deer I've seen in that whole time frame. Whereas this property, I've been out there probably a total of 10 or 15 times now to either work or visit or just check on something, and probably at least half the time that I've gone out there I've seen deer. And there's rubs and scrapes, there's tracks, there's tons of signs all over the place. So we're excited about that. And there's also a deer out there that has some tags in her ear that she didn't seem spooked by, and I had some pecans in the truck, so I took them out there, and within probably 30 seconds I had her eaten out of my hand, so that was kind of cool. So I think she's an older doe, but I'm gonna see if I can get the numbers off her tags and see if I can do a little bit of research as to her history and why she's tagged. But anyway, it's a really cool property. Again, we're really excited for our family, and we just look forward to being able to build it up and get to the point where we can, begin to share it with people, kind of like what we've done here, except maybe on a, from a different angle, and hopefully a little bit of a larger scale too. So stay tuned. So here we are on day 1 of our new property, and there's a long list of things to do, but today we are going to try to put up like a temporary farm gate right here at the road to be able to lock it, and hopefully that'll keep people off the property if we have any trespassers to deal with. And then also, as soon as we get these posts set while the concrete's hardening, we're going to go up and clear out a path to the trailer where we can be able to bring a dumpster in later on this week, so we can start cleaning up around that area. do this on a round post. So as far as the entryway gate, we've got all the posts set. We've got one side of the fencing done. Really the only thing left to do is stretch the fencing on the gate side of the fence and then hang the gate. So other than that, that project will be finished up, and I don't think that'll take more than 30 or 40 minutes. And we'll do that this afternoon when the concrete sets up a little bit better. But let me show y'all what the other part that we need to do this week. And that's really this area through here. You can't really see from where you're at now, but this is actually the driveway that goes to the trailer. So we're going to bring a 30-yard dumpster in, hopefully at the end of this week, to start gutting that and have a place to throw the trash in. But so this is what the driveway looks like. And again, this farm hasn't been occupied in over 12 or 13 years. So everything's just grown up. So hopefully we can make this look a little bit better and cut it back and be able to get a truck in here with the dumpster, which is probably about 100 yards that way would be where the trailer is. So if we can do that, or at least get started on that today, I thought this would be a pretty good first day. Well, so this concludes day one of our new farm. So we got the gate for the roadway entrance put up, and it's locked and secured. And we got about 2/3 of the driveway cleared to the trailer. So I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow and get that finished up as far as the clearing goes, and then I'll start working around the trailer. And then hopefully we can get a dumpster in here by the end of the week, and we've got some guys coming to gut the trailer. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of the videos as we take this abandoned farm and make it our own.